Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
It's almost time for us to begin thinking about our 5th miniseries for patreon.com/retroam.
Right, the miniseries following Terra Enigma, Parasite Eve, Star Ocean, and Panzer Dragon Saga.
Yes, thank you for... I always forget Star Ocean. Although that was a great one, though. I always forget it. So we've been discussing this in our patreon.com/retroam Discord, and shout out to the RealNet who have given us a lot of nominations and chatter and whatnot about what we should cover next. We love you for all these suggestions. Now is the time to begin to
see what we're feeling,
deliberate. And so I'm just going to go down the list of things that people have nominated, see what... God, this...
It's a big list. I was going to say, I've got 4 in my head that have stuck out to me.
Okay. Yeah, let's start with that. Yeah, I've been purposefully kind of keeping my eyes off of it until now, so let's start with that.
What has stuck out to me is the relatively new and now in vogue due to its remake, Super Mario RPG.
Super Mario RPG. That would probably be a pretty short one, though, wouldn't it?
It's a game I've never played before, and we could do the thing with Star Ocean where we do the remake and the original.
That would be fun.
Divided between us.
That'd be fun. I like that idea.
There's 2 legacy picks in here that have also intrigued me. The first is Live a Live, and the second is Phantasy Star 4.
Oh, you mean Live Alive?
That's right.
Okay.
And then finally is what I like to call my fucking crazy pick, which is what if we do Shenmue?
Shenmue. So I've been thinking about sort of, let's call it a God Bless the Ring-esque season, where we would put things like Shenmue, God Hand.
Shenmue and God Hand are nothing alike, but, you know.
Well, games that you punch people.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm talking
All
about.
right.
That's what I'm talking about. Games that where you do punches and kicks and there's fighting in it, and we could say God Bless the Ring a lot. So what if we have 2 themes here?
RPG theme and God Bless the Ring.
God Bless the Ring, or kind of the losers of previous polls. We would either do a season based on previous losers.
Oh, okay. Like pick between traditional versus God Bless the Ring season, and then...
All right, we'll do that. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast discussing classic role-playing games, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 5, Xenosaga Episode 1. My name is Chris, and I'm joined by Eric. Hello, Eric.
You enjoy role-playing games.
I do enjoy role-playing games. I also enjoy the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, who is attempting to form a fellowship with the symbiote in Marvel's PlayStation Spider-Man 2.
Initializing Fake Net.
Infect me with the alien goop, the black velvety goof juice.
Oh, cool.
Did I say that right? Symbiote? What are we?
Symbiote?
Yeah.
Symbiote, I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got the symbiote suit last night.
Hell yeah. Is the Fake Net like it?
No.
Yes, I liked it. It gave me a new punch.
Okay.
And... ability.
Okay, Chris. Well, we've got an ability to go to the Robot Academy at the Kukai Foundation. You want to head there?
Yeah, the hangar.
The Eggs Park shop found it. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go to the egg shop.
Eggs!
This garage area has an exceedingly loud background hum noise.
Yeah, there's a lot of signage here. I think this place is called Garage Vale Tubo.
Yeah, I've got Garage Eggs Vate Toto on the sign, but
Eggs!
You fucking...
Sorry. There's also some Vector insignia here, but I think it's like we sell Vector products,
Yeah,
right?
this is a Vector, official Vector sponsor. Next to it is a 6 stack of 6 arcade marquees, logos for eggs parts manufacturers, including Vector. NPCs.
Yeah, there's a vendor here, obviously. I did not upgrade any of my eggs because...
I'm not going to use any eggs.
Why?
Yeah.
Eggs!
So...
I'm going to hit you on the hands with something. A worker to the right tells me to be careful. There's a bunch of eggs weapons over there, and they could easily blow the shop away. And I'm like, let me do that, please. Wandering guy with a black shirt and lavender hair. He can't make his mind up between Vector's VX series and the Federation's AG type. He thinks the AGs have a certain sense of safety behind them since the military uses them. Chris, is that true? Is military shit more safe?
Military stuff is probably more subject to regulations, right?
Theoretically, as someone, we both know all about military stuff.
We know that
Chris has watched Gundam.
Actually, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Most Gundam part.
Here we go. Put the Gundam hat on. Thank you.
It's not
I'll
a Gundam.
start the timer.
Most of the Gundam parts are manufactured in the Universal Century Timeline by Anaheim Electronics.
Of course, right. I knew that. You were telling the listeners.
So just to let you know.
Right.
So I think Anaheim Electronics is more like
Disneyland.
It's more like Vector than being manufactured directly from the Federation. Anyway, the Federation is beholden to regulation. Vector is beholden to shareholders. So they're all safe.
Yep.
Don't worry about
Everything's fine.
So I guess the Federation...
Shareholders love good businesses.
Does the Federation sell eggs parts to private citizens?
Of course.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you can buy old government jets that have all the weapons removed and shit like that. Like, there's guys around here that have a fucking MiG.
Yeah, like a tank.
Yeah.
You could just buy a tank.
Yeah.
From the government. Okay. Got it.
There is an identical-looking NPC by the lounge sign doing stretches, and when I head over there, the background changes to the noise of people fighting or a slot machine doing some shit. He asks if I have tried the quiz game, the little kiosk behind him. Mm-hmm. My man here has beat it several times, but can't finish it. A worker by the Eggs Bay. You want to go and play that game?
Oh, I'd love to play that game.
Let's play quiz game Destroy Runner.
Welcome to the world of Destroyed Runner. Is it Destroy Runner or Destroyed?
I've got Destroy Runner.
Okay, it's probably Destroy Runner. This is just a simple quiz game that requires absolutely no strength or reflex skills.
The opposite of the Iron Man bar.
Eric, did this used to be an actual minigame?
It's a good question. They couldn't build it?
Was it a runner?
They built the claw game instead?
Yes. Was it...
Runners didn't exist yet. Actually, Pepsi Man is a runner and did exist at this point. Never mind.
Pepsi Man. First question. What's the name of the parts shop on the Dock Colony?
Talk to me.
Is it Take to Me, Talk to Me, or Sock It to Me? Of course, it's Talk to Me. What's the name of the eccentric professor at the Foundation Robot Academy? We haven't been there yet, but the selections are Professor, Scott, Tom, or Vanderkam. Answer, of course,
Professor.
Professor, yeah.
Professor.
Next question, which is a fucked question for real. What kind of clothing is hanging second from the left on the wall to the cleaners? Unattractive tuxedo, irresistible leopard print bathing suit, smelly-looking purple t-shirt, or stylish black suit?
It's a smelly-looking purple t-shirt, Chris.
Thank you. Who's all boned up about the drill? That just says fired.
Text is fired up.
Yeah, fired up. Is it Swain, Holder, or Holgar? Do you remember who it is, Eric?
My answer is from a different part of my notes, so no.
Holgar. It's Holgar. Also, our final question, what's the name of the girl who can't speak at the medical clinic on the Dock Colony?
It's Ludi.
Is it Bunny, Pinkbug, Ludi, King, or Lovely Momo? Answer is, of course, Ludi. When you win, you receive a PM Card C, which I don't know what that does, but we have it now.
You can also walk down to the Eggs Bays and get a neat look at 3 different Eggs models.
Yes.
There's an egg shop, which I ignore, because why would I do that? Anything else before you go to the Giant Robot Training Hall? You may remove your anime hat, Chris.
Oh, thank God.
Professor Giant Robot Training Hall. Background is the Kukai world map hum.
Is it?
We're greeted with some text immediately. Chapter 1, Genius Scientist Appears. Episode, His Name Is. Xion speaks, saying this place permeates some kind of fondness for the past.
That's weird.
Very ominous.
I have Junior here, and he has completely different dialogue.
Awesome, we can trade back and forth.
Should I just chime in whenever Junior has something significant? Junior says, what the heck is this place? When the hell did they put something like this on the Foundation?
See, people can do anything they want here. There's no strict rules.
Yeah.
Mysterious old man who looks like Dr. Boskonovich runs all fucked up.
Yeah, wacky, vibrating old man.
Yeah. Versus to Xion, he starts vibrating. Not vibing, vibrating.
Yeah.
What's going on? This is no place for the likes of you. No, sir. Xion asks what this place is, and my dude calms down. He's glad Xion asked. This is the amazing, stupendous, absolutely fantabulous Foundation Robot Academy. But this is not time for me to be talking to you. No, sir. Camber then cuts over to his workstation, and behind it, a dumpster full of what I assume are trashed robot parts.
Yeah, they look kind of like broken Transformers and like cartoon robot parts.
Yeah, like
it's not like sleek mecha parts, right?
No, it's your friend who doesn't take care of his toys and has a toy box full of busted shit. That's what kind of parts these are.
Mm-hmm.
I skip past what Xion says next. Perhaps Chris got it.
Junior says, considering the way the facility looks, it doesn't seem like an eggs factory.
Professor responds, no, don't you dare compare eggs to children's toys. No, sir.
Yep, same for me.
He vibrates.
Junior replies, children's toys? Humph. Aren't we the big shot? Well, in that case, what the heck do you make here?
The old man assumes Xion is some kind of spy. She asks who he works for. Xion denies this charge. I have little interest in machines is all, so I thought I'd ask. Professor uses the opportunity to tell Xion, all right then, I'll tell you. I'm building an invincible giant robot. You don't believe me? Then I'll tell you an extra special secret. Chris Jr., get on this?
He said giant robot?
That's what he said. Invincible giant robot.
Yeah.
He asks if Xion wants to hear it, and she doesn't. All she says is that's okay.
Junior says no. No thanks.
My guy tells her, listen, the hopes and dreams of mankind lost have been scattered across the universe. Likewise, there are giant robot parts that we have forgotten in the past floating around aimlessly in the universe. Do you understand?
What's Xion say?
She does not understand.
Junior says, what?
He replies, figure it out. So I'm gathering together those dream fragments in an attempt to bring the giant robot back to this world. Xion thinks that dream fragments scattered across the universe is a romantic notion.
Oh, cool. Junior says, dream fragments scattered across the universe? Pretty slick, old man.
Slickoldman.com. Professor agrees. For being modern young people, you show some promise. All right, that's settled. I've decided to entrust you with a part of my dream. I want you to find the robot parts that I've been in search for years. My research has revealed that there are 6 kinds of parts in the world. If we find them, he'll prepare a special reward for us. Xion thinks he's pushy, but she'll do it.
In Junior's case, he squalls for a second. He has a parenthetical.
By squall, you mean Squall Lionheart.
Squall Lionheart speaks in parentheses sometimes, right?
Yeah.
When he's thinking. He says, Junior thinks, what a pushy guy. Fine. If we find some robot parts, we'll bring them to you.
Professor will say, a man's dream is a giant robot if I speak to him. Chris, is that true?
Absolutely, that's true. I agree with this sentiment.
It's funny. I tweeted that screenshot in August, and Chris tweeted it 4 months later and got more likes than I did.
We're in sync here at Retrograde Amnesia. We're doing everything the right way.
At the same time. Mm-hmm. When you get near his workstation, the background noise changes to things discombobulating.
Yes, that's a good way to explain it. I wrote cartoon robot noises, but yes, I like yours better.
4 minutes of it is now currently behind the mics.
Yes.
I exit and I go back in.
By the way, I have a theory about all this. Can we talk about
go ahead. Tell me about your giant robot academy theory.
Before we do, too.
Is it a man's dream, Chris?
So, these robot parts, you tell me this since you're further ahead in the game than me.
Yeah.
They're all in the segment address doors, right?
Most of them.
Okay. So, though we learned from Sergeant Swain on the Waglinde, right?
Yeah.
That these doors are there because they use some sort of blueprints to kind of 3D print their ships and their facilities and stuff like that.
It's negative space.
Yes. So they're scattered all across the universe because we all use the same sort of self-replicating 3D printing robots to build our ships and our
these imperfections manifest
towns. And somewhere buried in the code of the robots that build our ships is the desire to also insert parts of a giant fantastic robot in these secret doors.
I mean, I agree with the professor that a man's dream is a giant robot, and that spreads across cultures, across time, across before they even knew what giant robots were. Men dreamed of this.
So there's not
and women, also women. I don't want to,
So there's not a singular blueprint for everything that was designed by a single man or a single woman. It's just baked into the subconscious of all humans who design things, and collectively we design giant robot parts that can one day be assembled by the professor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind or UHF?
Yes, but neither in many years.
Okay, well, at some point at a dinner table, a man starts making something out of mashed potatoes and says this is important, this means something, because he's compelled to do this.
Yeah.
The dream of giant robots is inside all of us, and if we find the right compulsion prompt, we will start to build this robot. If we have the proper time and resources.
And the artificial intelligences that are now building our ships and our buildings and whatnot, it is manifested within them, and thus they are hidden.
Right, because men also build those ships, right?
Okay.
So I think one goes with the other. You can't have one without the other.
Does this theory hold up better than my chaos theory? That he manifested when Cosmos entered the Elsa?
I mean, you and I are both giant robot adjacent with specific interests founded on childhood media.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know if men across all culture and time share that. Like, if I expose some people to a giant robot thing, I'm not watching that shit. No way. Or my favorite movie is Transformers Age of Extinction. That doesn't even count. You know?
It doesn't. You're right about that.
So not all giant robot dreams are the same.
Okay. Well done.
Did you go to Chapter 2 immediately, or did you go somewhere else?
Yeah, I left and came back.
Chapter 2, found some parts.
Yeah, Professor's Giant Robot Training Hall, Chapter 2, Episode Foundation Robot Academy.
My dude pretends to have no idea about the reward and threatens to call the deal off. My guy wises up and says it was just a joke. He says his factory is so dirty he doesn't feel like working. I have to help him clean this shit up. Shion says she's holding him to it, and my dude responds, "Of course. Lies and oversweet coffee are two things I hate the most." Is that true? Do you hate oversweetened coffee?
I drink my coffee black, if so any sort of sweetener in my coffee feels like a bonus.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've ever had oversweet coffee.
Once every 6 months, I'll pay for some $9 thing at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Be it Quills, Heine Brothers, the Starbucks, and I feel like I've seen the face of God.
Cool.
Yeah. Then cuts to a wide shot of a huge empty hangar that faces his workstation. 2 of our robot claws, left and right robot parts are suspended in the air. There's also an array of suspended tools, including a drill, a vise, and I shit you not, a Mickey Mouse hand.
Yeah, cartoon hand grabber.
This reminds me of the weird shit in the busted up parts of Midgar where there was just the hand, the robot, just random stuff there.
You never know what you're going to find under the rotting pizza.
Excellent reference. Underneath the rotting pizza plays for 10 seconds. My dude hits some buttons and begins the transformation. All the shit lowers out of sight, and when it comes back up, it's red, yellow, blue super weapon. Throny blade.
It looks like a torso of a giant robot.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I appreciate how these are all giant robot parts toward the greater giant robot.
Yes.
But you also get an ether for Shion out of this.
Yes, it's like an attack. I haven't used it yet. A Throny blade, that is a reference to thrones, an order of angels.
Right, I've played Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes. And also, all of these things that we're going to get along the way will correspond with the names of at least the original Japanese names of the 4 elements. From
Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Captain Planet.
No, from Xenogears, like Talon, Seraphita, Dominia, and Kelvana, which I think was supposed to be Cherubia or something, or it was supposed to be cherub.
Water.
So anyway, Bible for you there.
That's all I got until I went to the launch pad.
Yeah, let's go to the launch pad to check in on the Elsa, because we got to get back to the Elsa, right?
Yep. Single screen, brightly lit like an outlet mall. What? Why did I write that? NPCs. Little girl, green dress. Beyond the launch is the Durandal. It's like a fairy tale castle. Isn't it wonderful? Mm-hmm. Cop tells us the port is exclusively for departures and arrivals of shuttles between the Durandal and the Kukai Foundation. Old man in blue standing near a bench. I came here from 2nd Militia as a maintenance engineer for the environmental bug when the Foundation was being built. Proper noun, environmental bug.
Yeah.
Even after construction was over, I remained on the Foundation. This is a great place, and everyone here enjoys life. Chris, what's the environmental bug?
I don't know what the environmental bug is, but I'm going to surmise that it is the previously mentioned self-replicating robot that builds the environments and hides giant robot parts in our society.
I'll go with that. Man next to a lady, he's wearing a 2-piece and what appears to be a facial mask. Says, before coming here, both she and I were shunned by society. I can understand that they felt threatened by people with special powers, but we never had any intentions to use our powers against them.
The lady says, the Life Recycling Act gave rise to many people with abnormal powers. These people became the target of persecution and discrimination because of their abilities, outer appearances, and the air about them were a little different. Normal people were probably afraid of the possibility that they could eventually be ruled by these people.
I think that's a popular othering flaw in a lot of fiction, that like these people are better than us and we must exterminate them before they conquer us.
That is just how
X-Men.
That is just how racists work.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Racist and genociders. That's how they work.
Kill the fucking minority. What if they take over? Then I'll be the minority, and surely they'll kill me.
Make a tweet about the replacement theory, and Elon Musk may like it.
That's right.
You want to stop by the dock colony?
Oh, of course I want to stop by the dock colony.
Okay. We can get on the little transport and go back to the Durandal. Then we can go talk to Captain Matthews, who will take us to the dock colony so we can do some shopping and whatnot. So I go and I drop the seeds off to Ludi. We previously got those seeds in the cathedral ship, is that right?
Yeah, at the flower store.
Because that's where Ariane exists now, right?
Right.
Right.
So when I go to drop them off, Junior is still my party leader.
Yup.
Instead of Junior taking care of this errand, he just parties out and sits on the floor.
Okay.
Because Junior...
Protest.
Well, no, Junior's idle animation is him sitting on the floor, putting his hand on his chin, listening, which is kind of great. He's a child, I guess. Shion says hello. She asked Ludi to take care of these seeds. The end.
Nice.
That's it. If you speak with Ludi again, Shion just asks how it's going. So, great. I don't know how this pays off, but we'll see. John Doe, environmental bugs. Environmental bugs are the fireflies.
The fireflies, of course.
Thank
you. Joel and Ellie.
Thanks.
On the Durandal, I headed to the park because Pink Bug told me Decoder 1 was there. It's on the right side between some plants.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's all before I went back to the Elsa and met Alan?
Not yet. I went back to the Durandal and checked into the residential area because Junior is now my party leader, so I have some new dialogue
Tell
for
me
Junior.
some stuff that Junior says.
Remember the guy standing outside the vending machine?
Yeah, he got upset that I blew those fuckers up.
Yep. Or did he? I don't know.
I
think he was the one that was talking about the Mary and Shelley fan club. So he says, "Oh, little master, please pardon me. I would like to ask you a question. What is the relationship between Director Guinan and Mary and Shelley?"
You do not ruin his fantasy to keep him paying for the fan club.
Oh, if you can't tell me that, then what about their private email addresses?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
One more time I spoke with them. At least tell me their measurements.
Ooh. I've never really understood women's measurements enough to desire that from, like, an information.
I was going to ask you the same thing. Like, why do people desire that information? Is that,
I mean, it's your level of perversion. You know, what are you into? You need to get, like, the proper waist to boob size.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it is a different level of perversion.
Okay, yeah. Just not necessarily good or bad, just not shit I'm into or have ever thought about, really.
I went and spoke with one of the cops that's here, you know, the ones
from Time Crisis.
The ones that are here to stop people from fighting after they gamble or something. He says, "Oh, little master, I'm prepared to give my life for you at any time. But I do have a family that is waiting for me at home, so please don't do anything too reckless." Kind of funny. Also, the fan club guy that was in the upper left-hand portion of the residential area, he says, "Oh, little master, just a little more. I'll fulfill my quota in just a little bit, so please don't yell at me." So it appears that Junior does have some pull in the Mary and Shelley fan club. Because he's the one establishing the quotas of which people that need to be signed up for.
I still think he just contract that out to somebody else, and they just think he's in charge of it.
Do you remember the people that used to loiter around college campuses and give you T-shirts for signing up for credit cards?
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about what that was called.
No.
10 reasons why beer is better than a black man.
That's what the shirt said?
That's what the shirt said. We had the whole fucking racial apology. That's why Sister Soldier came to U of L to talk as an apology for that.
Who was responsible for this?
I don't remember. It was it was in 2001.
The credit card company?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that story. That's weird.
Did you want to talk more about fucked up shirts, or do you got to sign up for student union credit cards?
No, I don't think I don't think that's where I sort of hardened my skills with ignoring people who solicit me.
I don't remember any of the reasons listed on the shirt, but I bet none of them were good.
I don't want to know the reasons.
Yeah. Is that it? Sorry, didn't mean to mindfuck you there, but that was real. I'm pretty sure that's Googleable as well.
Make sure you do that in a private browser so it doesn't come up in your search history. Next time you share your screen at work. Yeah, I'm ready to go to the Elsa.
All right, man. I meet Alan in the lounge area. He asks Shion if she's well rested. Alan then wants to get to work doing shit to Cosmos. Fade out.
Yeah.
Durandal flies away. And we go to, where do we go?
Cutscene. Shot. The asteroid Pleroma. Margulis is talking to a guy who seems to be dressed like Margulis.
Full screen zoom. Brand new motherfucker. Man with ruby-colored hair wearing sunglasses indoors.
I call these weirdo bad guy sunglasses because they don't have the things that hook around your ears. They just sit on your face. Mm-hmm. The only people who wear them... Like Morpheus. And I know Morpheus isn't necessarily a bad guy, but only bad guys wear these sunglasses.
Yeah. My favorite idiot sunglasses, and I think they're practically for skiing, but the ones that don't go over your ears, but that go over your skull and lower down in front of your eyes.
Oh, that sounds like some cyborg shit.
Yeah. This is so funny to me, man. Another one of these weirdo motherfuckers. Sure, man, why not? I can't wait to find out what this guy's whole deal is.
Yeah, this guy, I'm like, oh, is this Margulis' boss? But then we come to find out at the end of this scene that this is not Margulis' boss. Margulis' boss is somebody else we don't know. Yeah. So the scenario guys are intertwining in a way in which I could not have foreseen.
This man speaks the bullshit.
Current output is 5.806 LPP. Not even 3% of the required levels.
Chris, are you down with LPP?
I'm down with LPP.
Yeah. You know me.
Do you want to look it up or do you just want
Let's look up LPP, man. What do you think LPP? Oh, you don't have the shit. How are we going to look that up? Fake net.
I can look it up.
Okay.
Over here. I got to turn my body.
Oh my God.
Can I do that?
What a waste of time. I'm going to go to the mall. Be right back. See if I can Google it faster.
That is one downside of not having my laptop here in front of me, isn't it? I'm not getting anything for LPP.
Not found. LPP. Fake net. What do you think LPP is?
Initializing fake net.
Lipoma preferred partner gene.
Margulis translates it for us, the listener.
In other words, you're saying it's impossible to open the door to Lost Jerusalem.
Is this the same locked away area of secret space where also the original Zohar is located?
I think so. That's what we're talking about. That's what these guys care about the most.
Or are there two separate hidden areas of space?
There could be
one with Lost Jerusalem, one with the Zohar.
I think Lost Jerusalem has the Zohar.
Oh my God. Okay.
Apparently it's worse than that, Chris, as Captain Sunglasses doubts they can even find it.
Open the door. It's doubtful whether we can even find it. I've told you repeatedly that the emulators were mere supplements. You're the one who ignored that. Because of you, we've lost a valuable asset. I've done what I can with what we have, but it's not going to make much difference. Even Mizrahi couldn't pull this off without the original.
Shit. By the way this new bad guy's face is framed when he's talking is perfect because he's on the screen, he's slightly off center, but it's zoomed in on his face and it's a little blurry. And that's when you first notice that his sunglasses don't have anything that's connected to his ears. And, and it's like, this guy looks like shit, but they're doing a good job of selling his villainy, right?
Mm-hmm. Margulis absorbs the damage and asks if this man is...
So, have you finally come to acknowledge that lunatic's work?
Captain Sunglasses also denies having feelings.
I'm just being objective. No one in the universe is as knowledgeable in this field as he was.
Talking about Mizrahi, obviously. Margulis says,
We can't keep our commander waiting any longer. We'll proceed with Plan 401.
Eric, have we looked up Plan 401 yet?
I don't think so. But Margulis did also both just say, we can't keep our commander, which is what you said, that there's a guy above this guy.
Yes, nested commanders. Plan 401, codename for an order given by Margulis. This plan apparently entailed taking control of the Federation's military through political means rather than resorting to the UTIC organization's fleet. The goal of this plan was to surround Miltia with his fleet and usurp the vested rights of the planet. So this probably doesn't appear in the glossary at this point in the game, maybe not until later, but ultimately this is a way to usurp power from the Federation, which we've already seen Margulis working with people from the councils of fucked up guys.
Right.
Like he's in on that too. So
but this guy's from a different council of dudes. The council of fucked up guys is federally affiliated. This appears to be rogue organization UTIC affiliated.
Yes, I don't know if this guy's part of a council or is just a singular fucked up guy.
Plan 401, though, seems a bit extreme to Captain Sunglasses. He then throws out more tasty lore treats.
The 100 series that Helmer's protege is babysitting. Not only does it contain the entire record of Mizrahi's research, but the access code for the UMN transfer column to the sealed area of Old Miltia also resides in it. Treat it too roughly, and you'll lose everything.
Okay, so the sealed area of Old Miltia is one of the areas of secret space.
Yeah.
Lost Jerusalem is in secret space. We're just lost.
Lost Jerusalem is not Old Miltia. Lost Jerusalem, I think, is Earth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But Old Miltia is also sealed. But the Zohar's also missing, so I don't know if there's three separate sort of...
Goddamn shits.
Goddamn shits.
Goddamn shits.
Heavenly bodies.
Treat it too roughly and you'll lose everything. So the protege, Helmer's protege is Guinan, Junior, who has jurisdiction over Momo, which is what this shit is inside.
Helmer's protege is Guinan Kukai?
I think so.
Okay.
And like albedo is an element in this as well. I'm like, is albedo in league with Helmer? What's going on? I don't know.
I don't think, no.
But that was my thought at the time. No. Margulis responds,
I'm well aware of the importance of Miltia and the Y data. That's why I'm using him.
Chris, what do you think the Y data is?
We need this information. Y data, a series of research data left by the late Joachim Mizrahi, sought by the UTIC organization and the SOS. In the story, this data is said to exist in Momo's unconscious memory, although it is not very certain. Dialogues surrounding it suggest the data is vital to the Zohar project. Eric, the Y data is nothing. It doesn't tell us what it is.
Great.
It's just some sort of McGuffin.
Okay. When Margulis says that's why I'm using him, he's talking about albedo, right?
I think so.
Margulis thinks he's using albedo?
Margulis thinks he's using albedo, yes.
Sunglasses' biases are quickly revealed as he says,
I do not like him. His eyes share the same look as Mizrahi's.
Margulis responds,
The same as yours.
What the fuck does that mean, Chris? Is this guy, a clone, or is Margulis also saying this dude's ambition and plans are identical to Mizrahi's and he will suffer a terrible fate because of that?
Also, Margulis has seen his eyes.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
We haven't seen his eyes.
I think you're right about that, though. Yes, that's a good assessment.
The Zoom call ends and Margulis addresses Pellegrini.
Pellegrini, secure a channel to our commander. I want to report this and discuss our plans for manipulating the committee.
The fact that he says our commander and not just contact the commander, I want to fix that.
Yeah.
Because no one says that, right? Call our boss.
Yeah, call our boss and do this exact shit that if recorded will get us thrown in jail.
Call the boss, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
The big boss.
No missiles.
We now cut to space, where Albedo and his 100 series are chilling in his eggs. My dude is out here vibing. He's ostensibly in the darkness of space, but his giant robot cockpit lighting is a faint shade of teal with red accents. He looks great.
He's got a 3D view from his cockpit. Like he can see, he's sitting in the cockpit, but he can see all around him.
Yeah.
He can look like below him and see what's below him.
360 vision, bullet time.
You know what this reminds me of, Eric?
What's that, Chris? Okay, Chris is putting the anime hat on.
This was new technology in the Zeta Gundam, which was the successor to the original Gundam. And there was 3D view from that, so it was great. By the way, can we talk about Simeon for a second, too?
Seaman, yeah, love it.
Simeon.
Oh, yeah.
His eggs is called the Simeon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we wondered about what the Simeon was or what it meant. And we looked it up. The fake net looked it up for us,
Right,
I think.
of course, helped us.
But I have a lot more information about Simeon.
Tell me the
If
information.
the fake net already said this, then we'll delete it later. I just can't remember. Simeon was a dude at the temple in Jerusalem.
Which temple? That's very important when talking about Jerusalem temples.
The temple. The one that Jesus went to.
Initializing fake net.
It was the second temple.
All right.
Who was a just and devout man of Jerusalem, who, according to Luke chapter 2, verses 25 to 35, met Mary, Joseph, and Jesus as they entered the temple to fulfill the requirements of the law of Moses on the 40th day from Jesus' birth, i.e. the presentation of Jesus at the temple. Perhaps circumcision, maybe? I'm not sure.
Cut it off.
According to the biblical account, the Holy Spirit visited Simeon and revealed to him that he would not die until he had seen Christ of God. Upon taking Jesus into his arms, he uttered a prayer which is still used liturgically as the Latin Nunc Dimittis in the Catholic Church and other Christian churches, and gave a prophecy alluding to the crucifixion of Jesus.
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 Jesus. Jesus.
That is perhaps what his egg's name Simeon is a reference to. Perhaps.
Albedo's on a radio call with someone. I assume it's Margulis. He opens with,
I see. So what do you want me to do?
Margulis' voice responds.
The situation is proceeding as planned. Don't interfere with it for now.
Of course. I can't imagine the Second Miltian government and the Kukai Foundation will simply hand it over. If this situation warrants, we may have to use the Song of Nephilim.
Ooh, another thing.
Chris, that's the first time I think Nephilim is mentioned by name in this game, which means it's a good time to talk about what that word means.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about the Nephilim? Well, it's in the Bible twice.
Three times.
I have twice, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway.
Diverging sources.
Genesis 6:4. This occurred just before the flood. You know what the flood is? You know, the flood.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark, the flood.
Got the dinosaurs. We've been to the theme park, Chris. No, we've been to the museum, not the theme park. Correction.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's fucking brontosaurus getting on the boat in that little scale model kit.
This is the actual verse, right? The Nephilim were on earth in those days, and afterward, when the sons of God went into the daughters of human, who bore children to them. They were heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. Second citation is from Numbers chapter 13, verse 32 to 33. This is approximately when the Israelites were preparing to enter the land of Canaan, which was the Holy Land, I believe. So they brought to the Israelites an unfavorable report of the land that they had spied out, saying that the land that we have gone through as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people we saw in it are of great size. There we saw the Nephilim, and to ourselves we seemed like grasshoppers, and so we seemed to them. So, what are Nephilim, Eric? They are hard-ass motherfuckers, maybe giants, that fell from the skies and had sex.
Right. A translation can mean the fallen ones, or another spin on that is the offspring of fallen angels and humans, or giants that were strong enough to survive the flood.
Yeah, it is sometimes directly translated as giants, or taken to mean the fallen ones, taken from the Hebrew word nephal, which means to fall. The actual identity of the Nephilim is debated by scholars. I believe the protagonists of Diablo 3 were considered Nephilim as well. So just
It's funny you mentioned Diablo 3, Chris,
Yeah.
because the Wikipedia page for Nephilim cites some different video games.
yeah.
Diablo 3, Devil May Cry, Darksiders, Payday 2, and not Xenosaga. Why the fuck do you think they're in Payday 2?
I don't know enough about Payday 2 to the only thing I know about Payday 2 is like there's guns and clown masks, right?
Fake net, what are Nephilim doing in Payday 2?
Initializing fake net.
Dude, Payday 2 has lore and forums debating that lore that go deeper than you could possibly imagine. Apparently, the Nephilim, actual ass Nephilim, are referenced in paintings with the Ark of the Covenant and shit. I think in an Area 51 level.
Okay, yeah, a little bit more on this. There's some citation about the first book of Enoch, which is a non-canonical Hebrew text, meaning it's not in the Bible. But it noted that the Nephilim were giants, which seems in accordance with the people of great size as described in that Numbers passage. The apparent gigantism of the Nephilim is argued to stem from their supernatural origin, though some have countered that it is theologically problematic to suggest that angels or demons, as purely spiritual beings, could physically reproduce with humans.
I love the term theologically problematic.
That is true, because that would alter our worldview and our view of the cosmos.
The cosmos, if you will.
The cosmos, if you will, yes. If giants could reproduce with humans, right?
I mean, I've seen Prometheus, sure.
That is true. Those probably also Nephilim and Prometheus. Now that we know what Nephilim are, we can see how that maybe plays into how the Song of Nephilim is something that is implemented into the game. Who knows? We'll find out.
Albedo is delighted.
Now this is a surprise. I thought you hated it with a passion.
But Margulis can show no weakness.
I'm just saying even your toys have their uses.
Albedo invites Margulis to join him, suggesting they can enjoy the show together on a little date. Margulis declines and gets an insult in.
Thanks, I'll pass. I don't share your perverse taste in hobbies.
Albedo responds by laughing just a bit too long and then saying,
Yeah, right, you gutless bastard.
Is he implying that Margulis is a sicker fuck than he is? Or is this just something a sick fuck would say?
No, I think he's implying that he himself is a sicker fuck than Margulis.
Okay.
Right?
He's outranking him on sick fuckedness?
Yes, absolutely. Because he's calling him a gutless bastard, right? So,
Chris Pellegrini thinks it's time we say Albedo's name out loud and also learn some new vocabulary words.
Yeah, this is another one of those odd phrases where Pellegrini just chimes in with some as you know dialogue, right?
Albedo. A URTV. A monster born of life recycling. There are plenty of mentally unstable life recycling variants out there. Just as Cherenkov was one of them. If he starts getting impatient and moves on his own...
Chris, is life recycling forever fucked? What if the Soylent was alive?
That's what this is, right? And I'm also very surprised that the name Cherenkov was invoked here, because I thought he was just over with, right?
Yeah, I can't think of a case in any fiction I've read or experienced where life recycling is portrayed as a good thing without consequence.
Yeah, I think we maybe talked about that before, but like usually when you are getting into the ethics of cloning and artificial humanity, there is always some sort of fucked underpinning in those thematics.
Margulis waves him off.
You needn't worry about that. Time means nothing to him. The only thing that interests him is that realia.
Pellegrini asks if Margulis is serious about using this Song of Nephilim. My dude turns around and faces Pellegrini, and he gets epic.
Pellegrini, have you ever heard it? That song draws everything unto madness.
When you use the phrase unto, then you know you're serious.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what song draws you unto madness? Venga Boys?
No.
Sandstorm.
No, Sandstorm is bad, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll listen to Sandstorm.
It has practical applications.
Yes, it's a stadium song. As a stadium song is fine. It is Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that song, but I thought you were going to say AC/DC or something, but also, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, any Imagine Dragons songs drives me unto madness because my kids really liked the Imagine Dragons for a while.
Yeah.
They're off
Big Starfield fans.
They're off the Imagine Dragons now.
Good.
Their new favorite band is The Killers.
Okay,
which I can listen to.
Interesting pull for some 7-year-olds.
I can listen to The Killers. I just put a random playlist on one day and a Killers song came on the bike, so we started listening to The Killers.
Jenny was a friend of mine. Great.
Yes. Heard that the other day. What about you, Eric?
One time I was at my aunt's condo in Florida and I had been drinking quite a bit of alcohol and was trying to sleep. And my wife had also been doing that back when she drank. And she was watching late night cable access or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And a country song came on called Truck Yeah, where a guy, whoever sings it, I don't know, just talked about his truck and how he was into his truck. And I couldn't handle that. It drove me unto madness.
There is a similar country song in that same kind of genre of like, I'm more country than you or whatever.
Right,
called
outranking truck masturbatory fantasy.
Yeah, like I'm more rednecker than you and all that kind of stuff.
I drink the beer faster.
Or try that in a small town.
Right, I'll kick your ass.
Or, yeah, all those songs drive me unto madness.
Okay.
But there's not a singular one. Last time I was on a boat, the adjacent boat was playing all those songs.
Dude, if you're on a boat in a lake in Kentucky, it's country music everywhere.
It's bad country music
fucked,
everywhere.
yeah.
I was like, have you all ever heard of good country music?
No.
No, you haven't. There's plenty of good stuff. You all don't know what it is.
That is your Song of Nephilim.
That is my Song of Nephilim. Yes.
Initializing fake net.
Thanks for asking me for my Song of Nephilim. It's the time animal from the Muppets covered Wipeout.
Space, Kukai Foundation, cutscene. There's a 10-second silent shot of the Kukai Foundation framed from the bottom up. We then go to the Elsa, where Shion and Alan are observing Cosmos in her Cosmos pod.
Yeah.
Shion has already started her current dissociation, saying Milsha's name, then pondering how she's going back under these circumstances. Alan beams her out of it, asks if something is wrong. Shion snaps out and says it's nothing. Shion then walks over to a control panel on a wall, pushes a few buttons, and asks Cosmos for feedback. Cosmos says it's fine. There are no problems. Please continue. That's what I always say when someone's probing me, Chris.
Yeah, I know. Alan is once again upset by the fact that Shion will not divulge any of her inner workings.
He can't be boyfriend therapist?
No, that's really what Alan's ultimate goal is, right?
Yeah,
if we were
tell me your feelings.
If we were going to evaluate Alan as a character, I think that is the perfect distillation of that.
I think it was our buddy, let's call him Josh, because that's his name.
Okay.
Would always talk about the amount of times in college he would see around your college town girls crying at gas stations.
Yeah, we used to talk about that a lot. Yeah.
About how I could be the one to solve all of her problems if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole thing back then, especially when we would walk somewhere away from our apartment or whatever and walk back, you would always see college girls walking down the street crying.
Yeah.
And I always wondered why they were crying.
Mm-hmm. Never asked, though.
But then I also knew why they were crying. Because they had drank a lot of alcohol.
That's right.
And that's why they're crying.
And that's what that does to you.
Yes.
Now it's Alan's time to be sad and observant. He looks to the side and says...
And once again, it's nothing.
Fade to black.
Yeah. Someone jokingly said we should have done a Shion It's Nothing count for this game.
And that would have known before.
Yeah, and that would have been good, but it didn't really become apparent until a little bit later in the game.
Let's solve it now. Fake net, control F the script. How many times does It's Nothing appear?
Initializing fake net.
It's Nothing appears 36 times.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Durandal Bridge, cutscene. Now we're on a bridge at the Durandal. Shelley confirms that we will soon be entering the Milshan star system. We're going to enter its orbit at 1400 hours local time. She talks about the flight plan and requests permission to dock.
Yeah.
We now cut to Momo walking down the Durandal hallway.
Junior, quick cuts here.
Yeah, we're moving, man.
We're getting it all in, yeah. Pacing.
Junior rushes up behind her. My dude's like, so when we get to Milsha, we'll be going our separate ways. Junior then produces a promise ring for his girlfriend.
Yeah, except for it's a bullet.
I don't know if Realians believe in carrying charms or not, but... Here, take this. It's for luck.
In the anime, Shion gave the 100 series on the Waglinde her charm, so there's multiple charm exchanges.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Anime, patreon.com, $3 tier.
Do you remember when $5 tier, Parasite Eve, Maida gave his charm to Ayabrea before she went to go do combat?
Yeah.
And it had no mechanical value?
Right.
But
Maida's charm.
Yeah. Just a thing.
It's a bullet from long ago, but Momo thinks it's pretty anyway. Junior also reveals the good luck phrase on the bullet.
Sayonara, baby.
Momo thanks Junior, telling him she'll keep it safe, but my boy has one more surprise. He tells her to hold on a sec, and then he gives her his wallet chain. Junior then swirls with light and uses fucking magic or whatever to bind his wallet chain with the bullet and make it a bracelet.
Did we know he could do this?
Chris, is this cool as hell or dumb as shit?
You know what? It's right on the line between cool as hell and dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so the whole like Momo Junior kind of romance, shruggy hands subplot sucks, but learning that Junior has special glowy hand powers, or at least reinforcing that, because he did this when he was like firing up the Durandal.
Yeah, he's trying to impress his lady. Girl.
So cool, I guess.
He's like 30, she's 7, it's fine.
Does he have, well, what is the energy? Is this ether? Is this chi?
You're asking too many questions.
Is it ki? Is it heat?
The question I want to ask is did you have a wallet chain?
No.
Neither did I.
I never had a wallet chain.
Neither did I.
Although I thought that some people who had wallet chains looked cool.
Yeah.
And then I thought others who had wallet chains looked dumb as hell.
One day my buddy Kyle showed up with a wallet chain.
Yeah, he seems like a guy who would have had a wallet chain.
He had a wallet chain, and we were jumping over seats at the movie theater when we saw The Matrix, and his wallet chain got caught on an armrest and took his pants off.
Occupational hazard.
Yes.
That's why they brought in stadium seating in the movie theater, so that people wouldn't
Can
break
do that
the wall-
shit.
so people's pants wouldn't fall off when they were jumping the seats.
with their wallet chains. Junior asks Momo to try it on. She accepts the gift and seems impressed by Junior's latest display of supernatural powers. Junior wipes the sweat from his brow and says the performance kind of tires him out. So he can do magic, but it burns a lot of calories, Chris.
Yeah, that's true. He gets tired. He has to eat some wafers.
Gel packs. Space. Cutscene. We're in space near the Kukai Foundation. A fleet of Federation ships are here along with the Durandal.
Yeah.
Music. Margulis, starting at the 110 mark of the song that took me fucking forever to figure out, starts playing.
Cool.
On the bridge of the Durandal, Mary wonders if this is an escort. Shelley suspects it's a blockade. Photon torpedoes are then fired at the Durandal. They're now surrounded by a fleet of Federation vessels. Fade to black.
The photon torpedoes look... Or they do a good job of rendering the photon torpedoes to look non-lethal.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lighter kind of...
Yeah, like we're all friends here, but
yeah.
I'm pointing a gun at you still.
Set phasers to stun.
Federation Parliament Building. We cut to a big future building, which towers over a dense urban area.
Have we seen this building before?
I don't think so, but I like this little detail. If you look closely, you can see a few lanes of airship travel in the background.
Oh, cool.
We go inside a building, and fuck me, Takahashi remixed the JPEG room.
It is a combination of the JPEG room and the Sold 9000.
Yeah.
It looks, because there's a lot of floating screens, but also there is some sort of central apparatus, which I don't know what purpose it serves. Is somebody sitting there? I think there are a couple of operators sitting there. You don't have a government meeting like this unless that government meeting is going to be somewhat ominous.
Yeah. It's a towering column in the center with a few dudes at workstations. All across different levels of the jet black walls are different zoom screens. At the top, some guy is doing a presentation of like doctored footage, I think, of the Durandal firing lasers at Federation ships.
I think we're going to find out later that they used the footage of the Durandal shooting wreckage of the Waglende or something like that to make this or something.
And it's funny, we're at a point in time where people are now easily photoshopping video. It's like widely accessible.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean deepfakes. I mean, like today, for example, I saw the American Psycho business card scene replaced with PS2 memory cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. All right.
Stuff like that.
That's pretty funny. I haven't seen that.
It's very good.
Wow.
My dude speaks, and I don't know if these are the same guys from the Council of Fucked Up Guys, but they are guys who are fucked up.
Yeah.
As you can see from this video, the Kukai Foundation has engaged in what is clearly an act of aggression against the 117th Marine Division. From the events that followed, we can only come to the conclusion that this was an act of rebellion orchestrated by the Foundation's creators, the Second Miltian government. In light of these troubling events, we hereby enter a motion for the following. Per Article 104, an emergency suspension of the vested rights of Second Miltia's autonomous government.
Wow, Chris, that was a mouthful from that voice actor.
It was.
Another guy, blonde, parted hair, and purple shirt, buzzes in and says he would like to add.
I'd like to add that the 422nd Fleet from Gedalia has been dispatched to the scene in order to surround and contain both the Kukai Foundation and Second Miltia.
The first man buzzes back in, wondering if that action will constitute an unauthorized use of force. But no, Chris, he's ready to answer.
The deployment is in accordance with the Federation Emergency Powers Act. It is fully within our powers.
Chris, didn't you love all the parts of Phantom Menace that were bureaucrats arguing about the legality of trade routes?
No, not at the time. Now, yes.
You can see why when old men write this shit, they're really into stuff like this.
So half of Gundam is like this. This is half of Gundam.
Just talking about bureaucracy shit to enact conflict between two warring parties to justify that conflict?
Yes. Try to retain some budget for animating robots.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Guys are, makes sense. We cut to a third guy, bald guy, just like me.
I would think that the Kukai Foundation possessing that level of weaponry is a far greater problem in and of itself.
I think that goes without saying, but I'm glad he said it.
Yeah.
Because the Kukai Foundation seems like they have way more power. Like,
well, Chris, they're a private business that can buy all that power they want, man.
Does Hobby Lobby has weapons now?
Yep.
You know?
Hobby Lobby has cannons out front.
Yeah, probably.
A fourth guy rotates in with an upsetting mustache.
Yep.
Perhaps they were heroes during the conflict, or whatever in the past. But the current situation is a result of letting them have their way for so long. The Zohar belong to the entire Federation. Why should Second Miltia have sole control?
So I know that there was not a prequel to this game, but I do like when stories recontextualize the heroes as now the villains in the sequels.
But this is all premised on a doctored video.
Yeah, Zeta Gundam did that with the Federation.
Chris, put the Gundam hat back on.
Federation, it's an anime hat, not a Gundam hat.
It's got a Gundam on it.
No, it doesn't. I like when stories try to recontextualize that. This game we've known the Kukai Foundation for such a brief amount of time that it's not as effective here, but I like the thought process of like the heroes have become the villains, even though the villains might be the heroes here.
It is interesting to find a reason for the government to go aggressive against the Kukai Foundation and try and justify it.
Yeah.
Like, I like it when there's an enemy that's not the Gnosis or Utic, like let's enter, like the heroes have to fight themselves type thing.
That was one of my initial sort of hangups with this game when it was first kind of making the rounds in the marketing cycle was like, we're fighting aliens? Fighting space aliens? I want to be fighting the Solaris and the Ethos and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Sorry, this game's 70 hours long. You got to fight everybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, this works. We got some movement here that I'm enjoying.
A fucking fifth guy comes in.
The decision to turn the artifacts of old Miltia over to an impartial third party was decided by vote 14 years ago.
14 years.
14 years ago. There it is again.
We're talking about the dangers of it being monopolized by a corporation.
Original guy steps up to recap Kukai Foundation lore.
The Kukai Foundation was converted after the completion of the post-war cleanup and their own disarmament. Since taking on their current name and converting to a business, their primary source of income has become entertainment and tourism. How could they possibly have a vested interest in the Zohar?
That's a great question, Chris. Why is the Kukai Foundation think they're interested in, why do they have all the Zohar emulators? You might even fucking know they have those. Why are they the guardians of power?
No one's told us that. Despite the fact that Junior showed us all this shit, he did not explain why they have this shit.
And the mutations too.
Scenarios.
One guy questions the nature of disarmed. Another speculates it's just enough for self-defense. He also says no one can ignore their recent achievements against the Gnosis. The bald guy, I think he's the rep from Miltia, then asks an important question.
Can we be certain these accusations aren't merely jealousy on the part of a state that didn't receive post-war government handouts?
Dropped a bomb there, dude.
Huh.
Mustache goes on one.
I've heard rumors that Miltia was secretly involved not only with the current planetary disappearance case, but also with other recent developments, including the Anti-Gnosis Zohar project. I'd like to hear the Contact Subcommittee's thoughts on all this.
Then who zooms in?
Yuli Mizrahi.
We moved the 100 series Realian to 2nd Miltia in accordance with the original plan. We're following the protocols.
Shithead McGee replied. Why did I write that?
Look at him. He's right there. That's a shithead right there.
That's a shithead.
Yeah.
Shithead McGee replies.
But I wonder, have you forgotten that it was Miltia that produced the lunatic that summoned the Gnosis and tried to destroy the Federation?
So we know Mizrahi was responsible for the Gnosis, but I don't think that we knew that he, or at least that he was accused of doing it with the specific intention of destroying the Federation? ?
Mizrahi?
Yeah. That's what he just implied, right? Like he wanted to do that. The lunatic that summoned the Gnosis and tried to destroy the Federation is the exact quote. So
well,
he summoned the Gnosis and tried to destroy it. Like he used the Gnosis as a tool to say, fuck this Federation, 2 middle fingers falling backwards.
I don't think we knew that to this point, or at least I don't think that we knew that anybody thought that. We do know that he is was the founder of the UTIC organization.
And I also now wonder, because of that, because we now have doctored footage presenting debate, if there is also doctored footage of whatever spawned Mizrahi's madness.
Yeah, I don't think we can take any of the Mizrahi backstory at face value.
Yeah, and not at this point anyway. Another guy gets on the mic.
I sympathize with your desire to defend your late husband, but perhaps you are too deeply involved in this situation.
Yuli suffers 0 points of damage.
I would not have expected my presence here to be misconstrued in such a manner.
Then all the guys start yelling.
All of them. Order.
Oh, really? This is
We
just
should
a
have done that
governmental
earlier.
policy. You
destroy the Federation if you continue.
Jealousy on the part of the state.
Somebody screams for order, then relays they have just patched in Representative Helmer.
Yeah, he's here.
Helmer's face appears on the Zoom call, and we cut to black.
Does he have rank on all these people? I think the answer is yes, but I don't know
He's
for
a
sure.
representative. We don't know what the fuck these guys are, if they're also representatives.
Are they just bureaucrats?
Maybe. All working for the Fed. I don't know. We don't have, I don't think it's important, honestly. Just I think we're meant to imply that Helmer has like authority here over these people.
That's true. And I think what we're about to see kind of backs that up as well.
Durandal, Dr. Kukai cutscene. We're now on the bridge of the Durandal with our full cast and Guinan. Music, the second half of Margulis restarts. A voice is audible on the intercom.
In accordance with Federation law, we hereby place the Kukai Foundation under arrest for the suspicion of violating Article 798, Chapter 37, Collection and Concealment of Defense Information, and Article 2153, Chapter 105, Acts of Aggression against Federation vessels, and hereby revoke all rights previously granted. Shut down your engines and relinquish your weapons immediately.
Acts of aggression against Federation vessels?
Chris, they always get you with those bullshit ticky-tack calls.
Indeed.
Junior calls the bullshit, but the voice continues.
Furthermore, should the Miltian government allow the Kukai Foundation to dock the Durandal, we will issue a state of emergency notice under Article 2384, Chapter 115, Part 18, Conspiracy to Aid Insurrection.
Alan wonders what's going on, but Chaos lays it down hard.
It looks like they think the Durandal conspired with the Miltian government in an attack on the Federation fleet.
Is Chaos saying that in such a specific manner because he knows that?
I think Chaos pipes up with what he knows when it's relevant to move the plot along.
I think that's true. But he says it looks like, but I don't think he
didn't say looks like, right.
But I don't think he actually means it looks like. I think he means what it is. Like, he knows what's going on, I think.
Yeah.
In my estimation.
Huh? What Federation fleet?
Like, she's been so distracted, she's like, what Federation fleet?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Mary then directs our attention to a news report, and we hear the reporter's voice over some manipulated footage of the Durandal.
On the morning of the 21st, it appears that the 177th Marine Division flagship Woglinde of the Galaxy Federation's Tessadora Division came under attack by a heavily armed ship belonging to the Kukai Foundation.
So we're being framed for blowing up the Woglinde.
Yes.
The Durandal is. Xion can't believe that shit, especially because she thought the Gnosis attack had been reported already. The reporter continues.
The company has been identified as operating in conjunction with the Second Miltian government, and considerations for the possibility of treason have forced the Federation Parliament to dispatch...
They did a good job doctoring that video.
Chaos tells the audience the video is indeed doctored, but even he, a magic boy from anime, is confused as to how they would also synchronize the coordinates.
Yes.
Chris, how would you synchronize the coordinates?
I would Control-C, Control-V.
That's right. That's also what I would do on my keyboard.
Yes.
Junior slam dams, then answers the question.
Damn! That's from when we fought the UTIC organization. Those bastards were recording it.
So UTIC must have given the footage to the Federation because there's a UTIC guy, a mole, right?
Yeah, but... And that's obvious because Margulis is in all this as well, I
also,
think.
Margulis' music is playing.
Yes, that's true.
Guinan rubs his chinny chin chin, citing that a plausible explanation for the coordinates matching, which is something I can't believe we're still talking about.
I guess that's their indisputable proof. Even I'm starting to think that we did it.
Chris, is that a joke, or is Guinan part robot or some shit, and he actually is... This is compelling him. It's working on him.
Don't we think that Guinan has some sort of premonitory ether powers?
Oh, we know he does.
Okay.
He's been a cat.
Cats have those powers. It checks out.
Ziggy asks this MF why he isn't worried. Shelley spells it out for all of us.
In any event, this is confirmation that the remnants of the UTIC organization have infiltrated both the Federation government and the military.
Yes.
Junior says that means their next target is... He does not finish. Xion expresses naivete.
This is such a blatant lie, it's ludicrous. As survivors, if we testify...
But then Guinan interrupts her to tell Xion what's what.
They'll just claim that you survived because you were in on the conspiracy.
Alan believes this to be insane. He rubs his head as if he wonders this is why HQ hasn't communicated with them, which is true. We haven't gotten any Vector or Togashi updates or anything like that.
Yeah, the... Miyuki Togashi's dead.
Togashi is not dead. He appears in further Xenosaga games.
How do you survive?
We've already talked to him.
We have?
Yeah.
When?
Miyuki on that video conference call says they were all behind him. They survived.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, dude. Listen to Retrograde Amnesia podcast.
Are you sure that's not from the anime?
No, I'm not. But
you need to put the anime hat on.
I know Togashi is alive.
Okay.
Cuts to a shot of Federation ships surrounding the Kukai Foundation. We then see soldiers invade the Durandal Bridge, captained by a new character with a cool side part and pigtails.
Yes.
This is Captain Lapis Roman of the Galaxy Federation Special Ops Command Headquarters Intelligence Bureau.
Captain Name Generator.
I am Captain Lapis Roman of the Galaxy Federation Special Ops Command Headquarters Intelligence Bureau. I hereby place the ship under custody of the Galaxy Federation.
Chris. Lapis is voiced by Deborah Rogers.
Yes.
You may know Deborah from her role as Anna Williams.
Anna Williams.
In Death by Degrees, the Nina Williams beat-em-up game.
Really? Wow. I was looking through her credits and I could not find anything significant. She does a lot of additional voices.
My favorite role.
Yes.
She's also Mia in all those .hack PS2 games, and someone called Elisa in Japanese anime called, am I saying this correctly? Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I think that's like a one-episode character.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Elisa.
Yeah.
We then see some feds aim their guns at our heroes. Guinan holds his hands up in the don't shoot me cop pose while Junior folds his hands behind his head. They put fucking Ziggy in handcuffs. Then someone nudges Alan with an MP5 machine gun.
Yeah.
Lapis approaches Alan and Xion, telling them,
I understand you're from the Woglinde. I'll take you in as witnesses. All Vector property will be temporarily confiscated as evidence.
Xion says Cosmos' name, which I would have just shut the fuck up there, but fine.
Yes.
A soldier screams that he's found the 100 series Realian under warrant. And it cuts to him tugging Momo's arm, dragging her off. I predict Junior will instantly come to the defense of his girlfriend.
He doesn't.
Junior rips his hand away from the cop, screaming not to hurt Momo, his girlfriend. My dude actually gets free, but then he either trips or somebody trips him, and little boy face plants and gets yet another gun barrel pointed into the back of his head.
Yep.
Lapis, who I believe to be a double agent due to Guinan's lack of concern from earlier, tells the Fed goons to
detain them in a single room and watch them carefully.
My dude questions putting all of them in one place at once, something bad cops, or actually all cops, never do for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Lapis seems to reply with the bullshit.
Splitting them up will only serve to underman our guard posts. Investigate as much of the ship as possible before we rendezvous with the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Lapis then continues.
Guinan Kukai, you are hereby under arrest for suspicion of treason against the Galaxy Federation. Come with me.
As you wish.
My guy, as you wish, is like it's Princess Bride, and the guard trots him off. Chaos, Momo, and Junior also walk off as we fade to black.
Lots happening here, Eric.
This is like where an anime episode would hard cut to black, like everything's fucked.
Yes.
How are we going to get out of this one, boss?
Yes.
Even though it's been telegraphed that Lapis is, I think, on the playing both sides case.
It's taken a while to set anything up in this game because we've been doing so much town exploration. And the game did a bad job of the town exploration setting up the next phase of the game.
Yeah.
The game sets up the next phase of the game with a 52-minute cutscene or something. It's long. And speaking of long, do you want to stop it here?
I think so, because it's a good anime cut point.
Yeah, anime cut point, and it's time to anime cut to the RealNet. Let's check with the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Hi, RealNet. Nice to see you again. Let's check in and see what's going on over here in this chat room. Cliff Racer says the Xeno games have always been good about putting your tiny human characters next to giant robot weapons. I agree.
I also agree.
John Doe says, I do kind of wonder where they recorded all the bespoke ambient space humming.
I also think about that, like, if they recorded 10 minutes of it and slice it up, or if it's like a 3.5 second thing that is looped and I can't tell where the cut is.
Do you think I could create my own bespoke space humming sound effect?
Absolutely. Like if you put the mic close to a refrigerator.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, we'll lay it under something. Chris has already layered it. Chris has made additional work for himself.
Andy Hoof says Eggs Factory is a chicken's butt.
I believe that's a cloaca.
Yeah.
If Birdo is to be believed.
Cliff Racer posts a picture of the Thrawny blade and says it looks like a Beyblade, and I can agree that it looks like a Beyblade.
One of my favorite current memes is, I've seen this multiple times, is people go to like a hardcore show or any kind of thing where a mosh pit would present itself naturally. You get to the center of the mosh pit and there's like 3 dudes doing Beyblades in the middle of it.
That's kind of cool. That's hilarious. It's good. I like it. The Cliff Racer says Junior's crisscross applesauce animation is good, but it'd be so much more in character for him to squat. It's true.
Yeah.
He does that when you go back and talk to Alan as well. It's on the screen right there.
The crisscross thing, that it is more childlike,
yeah,
which presents with his character.
Phrenologists. You know about phrenologists? Phrenologists.
Yeah, measuring the skull to figure out how smart the human is.
Those people are really into to women's measurements.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That totally makes sense. Skull measuring for intelligence and also boob size.
Speaking of, the 10 reasons why beer is better.
Yeah. Somebody find that?
Cal-El found a citation from the Courier Journal, actually, which is our local newspaper.
Told you, that shit happened.
The original article is dead on way back, but here you go. It's there's a link there. So great times in Louisville, Kentucky,
At
right?
the time, like they had to get Sister Soldier come as like a make good apology speaker type thing, and I didn't know about her history with Bill Clinton at that point.
I don't either.
Look it up. Fascinating story.
Okay. Cliff Racer points out that sunglasses guy also has the glove as well, the white glove.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of Nephilim cards in Magic the Gathering, according to Blackie Mars.
It seems like a popular Catholic lore trope. Not Catholic, Christian lore.
Yeah.
Abrahamic religion lore.
Cliff Racer says, I could watch Albedo annoy more serious scenario guys all day.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
I would love to see Albedo interact with basically every scenario guy.
Scenario buster.
Scenario buster.
Scenario busted.
Cliff Racer presents a song that draws everything unto madness as All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
I do think the Mariah Carey seeing her shadow Christmas music thing is a little bit overplayed at this point, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Cliff Racer, 2002, this room of floating video screens is so ominous. 2023, say what you want about the Galaxy Federation government, but at least they support working from home.
Yeah, very progressive. Worker happiness is valued.
Andy Hoof says, Gundam is just political debate except for people are named Tres Kushranada, Miliardo Peacecraft, and Zex Marquis.
Miliardo Peacecraft, did I just hear that?
Yep.
That's a good name. Great name. Top S tier name.
Want to hear some more Gundam lore?
Yeah.
Miliardo Peacecraft and Zex Marquis, same guy.
Nice. I fucking knew it before, obviously.
John Doe Post in all caps, post-war government handouts, which is a term they used in this game, which I think is great. John Doe says, I fucking love that someone deepfake swapped the Waglinde for the Utic battleship in this video edit is the only pretense required for the space government to essentially invade a country and arrest its leader and steal the resources they were after all along. Wait.
Indisputable evidence, Chris.
Also, is Margulis anime Dick Cheney? Pretty close.
Not until he shoots his friend in the face.
Well, I mean, Margulis still has the opportunity to stab his friend in the face with a flaming sword.
Good point.
So, All right. Well, thank you, RealNet, for joining us on this fine afternoon. We will see you on the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode has been a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on November 24th, 2023. You can reach us by email at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. Like, subscribe, etc. on YouTube. Leave us comments. Go to patreon.com/retroam to get bonus episodes, miniseries, and more. Thanks, Mark, for the intro music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Busted.
And thank you, WorldSyn, for the podcast artwork. It's good. Until next time, Eric.
We're going to talk about these mini games at some point. We've done the work.
Yeah, you've done the work.
Okay.
I've played the mini games.
That's fine.
That's my work.
Work it.
Sayonara, baby.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh, I got another one. Hold on. Here's another one I got.
I got no time for wusses like you.
Chicken wusses.
Yeah. John Doe says, y'all got to stop podcasting in the morning when I'm coming off a night shift. It's just working out that way, John Doe. I'm sorry. It's just, we do miss John Doe's comments, though. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. This paper shit takes practice.
No, I said, oh God, because I turned the page and I looked at my notes for the next section and I have a lot of biblical citations.
Okay, good.
So please look forward to it. So
you ever get frustrated when you see someone, you're not doing this, it's just reminding me, when you see someone searching for something on the internet using terms that are much less efficient than the terms you would use to search for something?
You know what? I think about this a lot because I think that we take for granted our ability to search for things on the internet because we've been on the internet for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people haven't, so they don't know how to find things.
I won an argument with Steve at Friendsgiving about which was the highest money-making animated movie, and the terms he was using to search for it were so terrible. He couldn't even find the highest list of budget animated movies, and I was like, dude,
what was the answer?
Frozen 2.
Oh.
He thought it was Mario. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, he was talking about the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Literature. At the South Carolina football game, like that's become their anthem, right? Like they play Sandstorm in their football stadium.
Sure.
But they had Darude. Is that his name? Darude.
Yeah. Was Darude was there doing the Sandstorm?
Actually at their stadium for the first time.
Dude, fuck.
Doing a whole fucking set outside the stadium, and then they were talking to him on ESPN. It was so funny.
Oh my God. That's like if they get Creed and the Vikings to perform this year. Fucking Take Me Higher. So is that
the Vikings play Take Me Higher?
The Creed's become a meme within the Vikings. Take Me Higher this year, I think.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, and they're trying to get Creed to play. I don't know. So answer the goddamn question. What song drives you?
I'm stalling.
Yeah.
What song drives me crazy? I'm gonna. There's an answer for this, but I'm just not prepared. I got to think about it for a second.
Do you want to open with our next show with what song drives you crazy unto madness?
No, I don't, because I think I have the answer.
Please tell me the answer.
It is Trying to think of the name of the song for a second. It is
There was the double wallet chain on some people. Like it's like what
long wallet chain?
The long one that dripped down past the knees. We should. Do you want to go out at a church picnic and have wallet chains?
No, I don't. I might see somebody I know.
Yep. And then be like, no, I'm doing this now. We're 40. Wallet chains are back. I'm hip. My children, like, dude, what if you saw a father with a wallet chain and 2 children also with wallet chains?
That's not out of the question.
I know. That's why you should do it.
Because you can see a father with like an X-Men shirt on, and his kids might have Spider-Man shirts on. Like that hat can happen now.
Yep, you've done that.
It used to. No, I'm not saying that.
You will do that.
I will do that. I don't think I have an X-Men shirt. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
To the Kukai Foundation to feed a flood.
We need this information. Why data? A series.
Margulis says we can't keep our commander waiting any longer.
And it's time to hold on.
It's time to eat lunch. It's 1:45, dude.
Is it really? Yeah. Holy shit. Anime cut to.
In other words, you're saying it's impossible to open the door to lost Jerusalem with the key of Nebuchadnezzar. Furthermore, should the Miltian government allow
Busted.
Playtime's over!